Dear children, today I'm not going to teach, but I'm going to solve the some problems from your exercises. Okay, I'll mention the page number, and also I'll mention the number of the questions there at the end of the chapter of your chemistry. That is chapter number 2. That is elements, compounds, and mixture. Okay, so I just wanted to send it through the WhatsApp, but what I felt again is that just giving the answers through WhatsApp, may not be serving its purpose to make you understand. Okay, so you would simply be mugging up the answers there. So what I felt is, giving the answer this way, writing on the board and discussing once, I think would be the appropriate way of making you understand and also making you get the answers. Okay, so this is how I'm going to solve the problems, especially the objective types of exercises there. Okay, and I expect you to keep your copy open or the book open, so that whichever question I'm going to tell you and the answer I'm going to give you, just write there in your book. Okay, so in the book the questions are all there, and uh, the answers which I'm going to give of those questions you write there in the questions of your book, and afterwards you can copy it in your copy also. Okay, you can write it in your chemistry copy also. This is how I think would be the best way to make you understand the answers of those questions as well. All right, so I hope you people do follow me. All right, okay, let's go about it. Okay, first page number. So this is from chemistry, chapter number 2. Please see this one. First we have from checkpoint, page number 48, page number 48 of your book. All right, so number A, what is there? Fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. Okay, what is there? Fill in the blanks. So then question number 1 is there. See, fill in the blanks. Checkpoint, page number 48 of your book, I've told you. Number A, fill in the blanks. So here I'm not going to write the entire sentence out here. Okay, I'm just going to write the answer only. Okay, see, number 1, grass is separated from mint leaves by what? It is by hand picking. It's by what? Hand picking. See, it is by hand picking. So grass is separated from mint leaves. So grass and mint leaves. So mint leaves are the leaves which are something good to us. Okay, which have got medicinal values or some other values it has. And we are going to separate this grass from the mint leaves. So there what to do? We simply, pick them up with our hands. So we call it hand picking. So the answer is hand picking. All right. Then number 2. The most convenient method to separate the broken pieces of rice from whole rice is, okay, that we discussed last time. So you're separating the broken pieces of rice from the whole rice grain. So there what you do? You do the sieving. You have got the method called sieving. Okay, you have got the method called sieving. So there, in some, if the broken pieces are less in number, okay, if the broken pieces are less in number or the quantity is less, so there you can use your hand picking method. But usually here we find the numbers of the broken pieces of rice grains and the whole rice grains would be equal. So in that case, picking of those broken pieces with your hands, I think is not possible. So there the appropriate answer would be sieving. Okay, sieving, sieving. Number 3, the method used to settle down the suspended particles in muddy water is called what? What is that? So it is sedimentation. Is what? Sedimentation. Sedimentation. Okay, you try to write the answer on your own first. You just guess the answer. Before I read out the question, you guess the answers on your own, because we have finished the chapter. I have tried my best to make you understand what the things are. Okay, so once I read the question, you please guess the answer, say the answer, and you just cross check with the answer that I am writing on the board. Okay, number 3, the method used to settle down the suspended particles in muddy water is called sedimentation. Recently we did it. If the water is muddy, okay, and you are going to clean it, you are going to separate those mud particles from your water. What you do is that you will allow them, or you will allow it to stay there in the bucket for some hours or for some days. Then over the course of time, the mud particles will settle down there, which is called sedimentation. Then number 4 we have to kill the bacteria in water. What to do? Ultraviolet rays are used. What do you use? Ultraviolet rays. Ultraviolet rays. What you do is ultraviolet rays. This is there in the book itself. Number 4, to kill the bacteria in water, ultraviolet rays are used. Simply, in some method, what you do is that after sedimentation, okay, after decantation, if you simply drink water from there, so that water might contain a lot of germs which you can't see. Okay, which you can't see, and it cannot be filtered there, it cannot be sieved, it cannot be separated also, because there are so minute particles, or there are so minute organisms, they cannot be separated. So in that case, what you can do is that you can keep them there in the sun, so that ultraviolet rays of the sun can kill the bacteria or germs. So here we have used ultraviolet. Then number 5 we have, in water filters used at home, the filter candle is made from what? Just guess. You have got water filter at home. We just pour the water in the top where there is filter candle is there. Okay, so from the water is dropped down in the next container, and there is something which actually cleans the water, where you see the suspended particles getting trapped. Okay, so what is that that your filter candle made from? What is the material you find being used in making the candle out there, or filter candle there? So maybe different, but usually we find the material called clay, C-L-A-Y, clay. So that is usually used to make the filter candle of the filter or water filter. Okay, that's what we see. So today I've told you we'll do only the objective types, fill in the blanks. This one we are talking about. The answer the following questions are there, that we'll do later on, but today we'll talk about only fill in the blanks or objective types. That is number A. Okay, I think it is clear to you all. Then we go to next page 50. We go to next page 50. So there is a multiple choice. Multiple choice questions are there from 1 to 7. Okay, you just keep your book open, page number 50, multiple choice question. Number 1, what is there? The most abundantly occurring element on the earth: oxygen, silicon, aluminum, or hydrogen. Which is the one that is most abundantly occurring on the earth among these 4? That is hydrogen. What is that? Option number D, hydrogen. Option number D, hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen. So this is the answer. There are 4 options, but option number D, don't forget to write this number of this option also, that is D. So let me tell you one thing out here. Usually what you people do is that you do not write, you ignore the the number of the options, but that is very incorrect way of answering. So once you have to answer it, you have to write the number of option also. The option number D, that is hydrogen, is the correct option of this question number 1. Question number 2. In a compound, elements are always present in a fixed ratio, variable ratio, any of the two, none of this. Which one? Huh? In a compound, elements are always present in a fixed ratio. Option number A, that is fixed ratio. That's what? Fixed ratio. Then question number 3. A mixture of ammonium chloride and sand is separated by which method? There are 4 methods given: evaporation, decantation, filtration, and sublimation. Which method is used? Here, a mixture of ammonium chloride and sand is separated by which you have done last time also. So that is sublimation. Option number D, sublimation. Sublimation. Alright, option number D, sublimation. So here what happens is that the mixture is boiled or heated, then it sublimes, this one, the material sublimes, which I have discussed last time also, which is called sublimation. Then number 4, we have a mixture of alcohol and water can be separated by. A mixture of alcohol and water, that is option number 4. What would be the correct answer? A mixture of alcohol and water can be separated. Suppose there is the alcohol and water which has been mixed, which have been mixed up there. So how can you separate? How can you separate this? Okay, you cannot physically do it. You cannot use a hand to separate alcohol and water which are already mixed up there. So there, which method do you use? Either filtration, separating funnel, or distillation, evaporation. Which one do you use? Option number C. Option number C, that is distillation. That is distillation. C. Option number C, that is distillation. In which what happens that this mixture is boiled and these two things, boil at different boiling point, I mean different temperature. So that difference in the boiling point of these two different things is used in separating them. Then number 5, what you have is the constituents of a mixture are present. Mixtures are made up of many things. It may be elements and elements, elements and compounds, anything. And here the answer is, options. The constituents of a mixture are present in a fixed ratio, any ratio, variable ratio, none of this. Which one is the correct option when we are talking about mixture? So I must have told you the definition of mixture, the properties of mixture. See the answer. The constituents of a mixture are present in any ratio. In any ratio. Option number B. Any ratio. Option number B. Any ratio. Okay. So any ratio. You cannot say that one. So the ratio or the quantities of the components there in the mixture. Number 6. Fractional distillation is used to separate solids from solids, solid from liquid, liquid from liquids, none of these. Okay, see, fractional distillation is used to separate. What would be the answer of this question? Here, options are number A, solids from solids, solids from liquid, liquids from liquids, none of this. Which can be the best answer or appropriate answer for this question? Just guess. Fractional distillation itself, where the two different kinds of could be liquid liquids or liquid or gases or anything, what could be the answer? The answer, the appropriate answer is option number C. That is liquid from liquids. Liquids from liquids. Okay, liquids from liquid. Number 6. Number 7. During filtration, the substance left behind on the filter paper is called what? Is residue, filtrate, solution? None of this. What could be the answers? When the the filtration method of separating the substances in a mixture, as far as concerned, this one. So so there, that means during filtration, when something is filtered, so that time what happens, that something remains there in the filter paper itself, and something seeps through the what you call that, your paper. That method is called filtration. Okay, and here is the question: the substance left behind on the filter paper, something which is left behind in the or on the filter paper, what would you call it? Okay, so let me tell you, in the process when it is done, so something which is left on the filter paper is called residue. It's called what? Residue. And whatever is filtered, the fine one, whichever is filtered, that is called filtrate. What do you call it? Filtrate. So here the question says during filtration the substance left behind on the filter paper is called what? It is option number A, residue. Option number A is residue. Okay, that's the answer. Alright, so now, okay, now we have, okay, let me rub this one now. I think you got the answer. You please cross check with the answer that you have done. If then, now next page number same 50 only. We'll not do that B, find the odd one out. We'll not do that one. Now we will directly go to C, that is fill in the blanks. That is fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. Okay. Number 1, fill in the blanks. Just see your book. See, number 1, an element is made up of only one kind of what? Just see, element. When I was talking about element, so that time I have given you, or I just gave you the definition of element is properties. So here, this is one of the properties of element. An element is made up of only one kind of what? Just guess. So it is atoms. What is that? Atoms, number 1. Then number 2, a molecule of nitrogen consists of dash atoms of the element nitrogen only. See, question number 2. A molecule of nitrogen consists of dash atoms of the element nitrogen only. What would be the answer? See, molecule means the group of atoms. The group of atoms, when more than one atom of the same type or different types group together, so that group is a molecule. It may be a molecule of element or it may be a molecule of compound. So here the molecule of nitrogen is an element. So just get the idea now. Any gaseous element, it may be nitrogen, it may be hydrogen, it may be oxygen. So its molecule is formed of 2 atoms. So here the answer is 2. Okay, which means it is like this, N2. Okay, so if it is hydrogen, it is H2. If it is oxygen, O2. That means the gaseous elements have 2 atoms in their molecules. Okay, number 3. A compound is formed by the combination of at least how many elements? At least 2 elements, at least 2 elements. In some cases 2, in some cases 3, in some cases 4, like that, but not less than 2. Minimum 2 different elements will be there in the formation of compound. Then number 4, pure crystals of common salt are obtained by which method? I told you last time, evaporation. What is that? Evaporation. Evaporation. Okay, evaporation. E-V-A-P-O-R-A-T-I-O-N, evaporation. So when you are talking about evaporation, last time I gave you the example saying that, the seawater is pumped into the land and allowed it to, get evaporated. So the water content will all be evaporated, only the salt will remain there. So that is evaporation here. Then number 5. Number 5, 2 immiscible liquids are separated by using which method? Immiscible means what? 2 different kinds of, the 2 immiscible liquids means 2 different liquids so showing different properties when they are dissolved, when they are mixed together, when they are forming a mixture, when they are dissolved each other. That time the 2 different molecule, what you call out here, liquids showing different properties, that is immiscible. Okay, so 2 immiscible liquids are separated by using which method out here? Distillation. Then number 6, peanuts are separated from a mixture of wheat and peanuts by hand picking. The simple method, hand picking. Okay, if peanuts are there and wheat, okay, if these 2 are mixed up, what method do you use? We simply use the hand picking method. Simply we can just pick up the peanuts from the wheat. We can simply separate it that way. Otherwise sieving methods can also be used as we discussed last time. This method can also be used. Sieving method can also be used, but the most appropriate, the easy ones out here is hand picking. That would be better, I think. Okay, number 7 is used to separate husk from wheat. As I was telling you, the farmer, whenever they have to separate the wheat from the husk, what they do, they they drop them all from height like this, and the husk will be carried away by the wind and the grain will be dropped down there only. So that way they separate it. So the method is called winnowing. That's the method, winnowing. Okay, winnowing. So this is all about your fill in the blanks from page number 50. Now go to next is your D, true or false. True or false. Let us talk about true or false. True or false. Question number D. Check your answers again or your book again. Symbol of a chemical element denotes one atom of that element. It is true or false? It is true. Okay, it is true. See, in the beginning itself, when we are talking about element, I must have told you about it. When you are talking about symbol, that time is clearly mentioned, so you must have not forgotten, I believe. So now number 2, the components of a compound cannot be separated by applying chemical methods. By applying chemical methods, the constituents of the compound can be separated, like in the case of separating the hydrogen and oxygen from water by using the method called electrolysis of water. Okay, so that is possible by chemical method. So the sentence given out here is false. F for false. Number 3, the process of winnowing is used to remove small stone particles from wheat. That is also false. Okay, then next page 51. Page 51 now. Here's 51. Continuation of this one. Number 4. Common salt is separated from its solution in water by decantation. So that is also false. Then number 5. Cream is separated from milk by sieving. That is also false. So when the cream is to be separated from the milk, we use the method called centrifugation, which we recently discussed. Okay. So here the option number, question number 5, or this sentence is also false. So among these 5, only the top one is correct. That is question number 1. Now we go to next is your E. Next is your E, that is page number 51. Alright, so here E, match the column. Match the column A with column B. Okay, just check your book, page number 51, match the column A, column B. Alright, see here. Number 1, what is there? Number 1, element. Let me write them all here. Element, sublimation, melting, info, non-metals, 5, condensation, 6, crystallization, 7, distillation, 8, loading, 9, evaporation, and number 10, sedimentation. Okay, so now on the other side the options are given. Okay, so I'll just write the correct answer in the straight line like this. Directly I'll write here. Okay, so from the given options, whichever one is correct, okay, so that should be written here in the straight line. Okay, so number 1, element. Element, just find the correct point from the, or matching point from column B. Element, which could be the answer there, you must have already done. That is option number B. Number 1 I have already written here, that is element, matching with the option number B, one type of atom. Then number 2 we have sublimation. Sublimation is matching with D, option number D, that is changes from solid to gas state. Changes from solid to gas state. Solid to gas state. Alright. So changes from solid to gas state. Though it is written in very small handwriting, but the number that you have to note down, and looking at the number you can see the option there in the book, so you can copy it from the book. Okay, because you are there with the book there, so that you get the help from the book. Okay, then number 3, that is melting. Number 3, melting, so matching with option number A, that is changes from solid to liquid. Okay, changes from solid to liquid. Solid to liquid. Okay, then option number 4, non-metals. Non-metals matching with E. E, matching with E. Do not allow heat. Do not allow heat and electricity. Electricity. Okay, just see there, copy from the book itself. That is E, do not allow heat and electricity to pass through. Okay, just copy from there because it is too long, so I've just written half. Okay, you see from the book. I'm telling you again and again. Number 5, condensation. Number 5, condensation, matching with changes from gas to liquid. That is option number C. Option number C, changes from gas to liquid. Changes from gas to liquid. Alright, changes from gas to liquid. Then number 6, crystallization, G. That is option number G. Saturated solution is cooled. Saturated solution is cooled. Solution is cooled. Alright, is there. Number G. Then number 7, we have distillation, involves condensing the vapor, I. Okay, involves condensing the vapor. It is there in the book, I. Involves condensing the vapor. Complete the sentence from the book again. Then number 8, loading. Number 8, loading, that is J. Option number J, loading. Okay, loading, that is weighing down of solid particles by using alum. Weighing down. Okay, it is there in the book. Weighing down of solid particles by using alum. Then number 9, evaporation. Number 9, evaporation, that is H. Option number H. Evaporation, H. That is the liquid evaporates. The liquid evaporates. Okay. Then number 10, last one, sedimentation, is option number A. Option number A. Option number A, particles are allowed. Particles are allowed here. Please complete the sentence from the book. So this is how we have matched column A and column B here like this. Okay, so these are the objective types questions given there in the book, which are solved this way. I think this way of solving the problem, I think, serves the purpose, and serves the purpose means you must have understood, and also you have got the answers there. So that means you got the answers there, which are not only there in the in your copy or book, but in the meantime you have got it all in your brain also, because by way of discussing, I believe you must have understood a lot. Okay, so this much for today, and all other long questions answers, let's see whether it is possible to provide you with the answers this way or not. Let's see. If it is not possible, we'll do it afterwards whenever the school resumes. Okay, till then we'll be doing the question answers, or the special object type question answers this way. Okay, please go through it, write it in your copy also. First you write it in your book, then write it in your copy, so that you understand it better. Okay, so thank you very much.